In this video, we're looking at how to set up a King of the Hill zone. This is a placeable area in the map that players must defend to earn points. This is the first of a series of game modes that we will be releasing around the first-person shooter framework. You can build your own as well, or extend from this one. For this basic zone, I have a flag in the default art package in the editor pack. I'm going to replace that with a military tent that I can put down as a defensive zone somewhere in the map. I like the tent because it has walls on two sides and open ends. The parent object is set up as a standard furniture item. I'm going to drag my tent in and position it at 000, and I'm going to disable the flag that is the default item. I'm going to replace this capsule collider with a box collider to fit the same shape of the tent area. It's worth noting that I'm not putting the nav mesh obstacle component on this because I want non-player character enemies to be able to attack players when they're defending the zone. Now I'm going to look at the child element that has the script functions on it. There are three important parameters on the script: point interval, points, and team. Remember, you can choose whether or not to expose these to your players so that they can define them during their own gameplay. You set that option on the Customization Capabilities drop-down on the Virtual Goods script. Point interval is the time it takes for a point to be won. Points is the total number of points you get at the end of each interval. Team is currently still pending. We will support team games on this King of the Hill component, but it's still in development, so I'm going to leave it blank for the moment. As with the player spawn point, you can see there are events available for team capture of the zone. But in an all against all mode, which is what I'm doing now, I can ignore these and just focus on the free and taken events. The default events on the zone in the editor pack are different coloured particles spinning around the zone. I'm going to replace that with a toggle switching on a flag so that everyone can see someone is in the zone, and then I'm going to animate the flag rising over the course of the point interval. In the object references, I have one item, an animator, in this case attached to the same object. The default animator shows a cycle going from large and green to red and small over the course of 1 point period. If you look at the animator itself, you will see that the speed is set to 0 and the animation itself is 1 second long. Whatever you choose to animate in here, keep it to 1 second overall. The system then updates the object you are animating in time with the time period defined in the point interval. That defaults to 30 seconds, but I'm going to set mine to 10 seconds. I'm going to remove the default animation controller from the animator on the zone, and I'm going to duplicate it and the animation, and I'm going to move them to a new folder. I'm going to add my new animation controller to the animator. I'm going to add my duplicate animation to the King of the Hill state in the animation controller, where the script will pick it up from the level parameter on the controller. I'm going to remove the keyframes in the animation and add my own, in this case making the flagpole rise over the course of the animation, still keeping it to a 1 second duration. So, the events on the script are switching the flags on, and the animator is lifting the flags in time with the point being accrued. Now, when I stand on the item, which I can do in the editor in preview mode, you can see when I pull my camera back that the flag is rising over the 10-second period. Going back to the zone object, below the events, here you can see I need to reference the object that has the animator attached, In this case, it's the same object. And I have two trigger activators. One is set to owner only, and the other is set to exclude owner. These are calling enter player, exit player, and enter other, exit other functions on the script. You don't need to adjust these. The King of the Hill Zone also has a server script that coordinates events across the network. To upload a server script, you need to create an empty game object and add the server script component. Attach the King of the Hill server-side Lua script from the Shooter Scripts project folder. Give the script a class ID. This can be anything so long as you reference it on the King of the Hill Zone itself. Best practice would be to follow Java-style namespaces, so I'm going to call this com.sinewavecompany.sinespace.fps.koh. Now, add a virtual goods component to the object and select Type Server Script. Fill out the virtual good component as usual and upload. Please note the server script will not appear anywhere in your in-world inventory, but when you upload a virtual good item, you can see both here in the editor and here in Curator there is a unique ID for that item. On the King of the Hill Zone itself, I have the virtual good component and room furniture component as you would expect. I'm going to add the require server script component, and I'm going to add the ID of the server script I uploaded. I'm also going to add the class ID, copying and pasting it from the server script. So that is everything for the basic King of the Hill Zone. As I say, we will add additional team functionality shortly, and if you have other ideas for ways to expand gameplay around this, get in touch. I'm going to fill out the virtual goods script and upload it along with the other furniture items in the pack. In the next video, I'll be looking at enemy NPCs and enemy spawners.